knows how you come across somebody once in a while you shouldn't have messed with. That's me.
I am not an African American.
You're Oreo cookie, white in the inside and black on the outside.
I don't have an afro, I have an Amerifro.
Talking that idiotic stuff you talk about, I will slap you.
Go ahead, make my day.
Black as the ace of spades, but 100% American.
Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you so much for being with me. I want to bring in behind the headlines guy. It is Tuesday. He is here, the smartest white man, at least one of them, on this side of heaven.
Do you think we need a truth commission on what happened? Cheney in particular used torture.
The radical anti-abortion movement is renewing itself.
This president, he's been able to get Congress to pass sweeping health care reform legislation.
You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here.
Introducing the smartest white man on this side of heaven.
I have to tell you, I felt this thrill going up my leg.
Here's behind the headlines guy, Patrick Rooney.
There you go. Patrick Rooney is another reason why we can't let white Americans be destroyed, because we lose white folks, we're going to lose the country. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jesse.
Herman Cain under attack, accused of sexual harassment. You say?
Not guilty.
Okay.
I say a lot. I have a lot of things to say, but I know time is short, so I'll try to keep my comments short. There's a lot of sides to this. One side of it is, I do believe, and even if you're a presidential candidate, if you're accused of something in the United States, the accuser needs to step forward. So either these women who were supposedly given severance pay for the situation and told not to talk about it, either they keep their word and not talk about it, either shut up, or they step forward and put their names out there. If they're not going to do that, then they ought to shut up. When
I become president, that's the third thing I'm going to do. I'm going to change that law. Anytime a woman accuses a man of sexual harassment or violent acts and things like that, she's going to have to show her face too.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Either cover both people's faces or show both faces. Women will not be able to accuse men like this anymore, folks. You got my word. I bet you they'll shut up then.
I agree. And another point, I want to know who put this art, who fed this story to Politico.
Yeah.
Who, not only the women talked to when they went to him, I want to know who fed this story. There's a lot of talk out there of who could have fed this story to him. Could it have been an opponent? Could it have been someone else? I want to know exactly who fed the story to him. Let's put everything on the table. They want full disclosure from Herman Cain. Let's have full disclosure from these women, and let's have full disclosure from whoever fed it to Politico. Now we're on even terms.
I was thinking about this last night. Women who allow themselves to be used in this manner, because they're being used to destroy someone else, they should be ashamed of themselves. How come they don't have shame about being used? It reminds me of black people who allow themselves to be used when it comes to the race issue. They just sit back and let themselves be used, and I think they feel good about it or something. There's no pride in that.
Yeah, and women often claim, we don't know the details here, but we know some of the charges, but women often claim sexual harassment based on flimsy reasons, You're at a Christmas party, everybody's having a drink, and you tell a joke, and it's deemed to be off color, and the next thing you know, they're in front of the HR department or something,
You make a good point, because in these allegations against Herman Cain, one of the ladies allegedly said, "Oh, he made me feel uncomfortable." Mm-hmm. How the world you make somebody feel uncomfortable? You're already uncomfortable. Your thoughts can make you feel uncomfortable.
You can be uncomfortable very easily in any number of ways.
And it's not my responsibility to make someone feel comfortable.
Here's the thing they're trying to drive at. One of the things that one of the women apparently said was Herman Cain hit on her. I mean, that's basically the most serious charge that's out there, I'm hearing. That's where they're trying to hit and to say, this guy that you, America, trust, this guy that's surging in the polls, this guy that's taking on and could become the next president of the United States, a lot of the reason he's doing that is because people trust him. So they're going right to a spot where they want to knock him off, and that's a trust factor. That's why this is coming out the way it is.
That's what they tried to do to Clarence Thomas. You see, that didn't work. Now, Anita Hill looked like an old idiot. You see that? She looked like dried up black dirt.
Yeah, but I will say this.
Empty shell.
When this allegation, speaking of Clarence Thomas, first came out, 2/3 of the people believe Clarence Thomas. Yeah. Over the years, with the media lies, when you pound your lie every day, now, I don't know what it is exactly right now, but I remember seeing this maybe a couple years back, and half the people that had believed Anita Hill at that point. So you have to keep pounding your message. That's why I'm very glad to hear that Herman Cain is not stopping what he's doing. He's out there every day. He's meeting with Republicans. He actually, I just heard yesterday that he announced that he will be doing town hall meetings.
Oh, see there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who suggested that?
Jesse Lee Peterson suggested that.
That's right.
And
when we had lunch with him, that's what one of mine suggested, that he should have town hall meetings.
Yeah. And I think he took you up on it. Yeah. I think it's a fantastic move.
It sure is.
And as long as this guy, and I heard his Phoenix speech, and I've heard him talk again in person at lunch, he's very strong when you put him in front of an audience and just allow him to tell his story and be who he is. And if he goes out there and does this thing now with the town hall, see, a lot of things that are hitting him with this story are backfiring, too, on the media. There's a lot of things at play. One of the things at play is people are sick and tired of this kind of, as Clarence Thomas said, this high-tech lynching that goes on.
Yes.
Especially with black conservatives.
Yep.
And they go and the liberals go out of their way to show how much they love black people. And then as soon as a credible black person steps forward, they try to destroy them.
Yep.
It's funny how that works. This has been the Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show, produced by Bond Action. To access the podcast of this show, visit us on the web at bondaction.org.